Hi, today I am going to do the test 2 of book 2, the speaking test 2 of book 2. Okay. I will skip the icebreaker questions and directly move on to the test questions. But before I do that, let me tell you you need to carry your original passport. Do not miss on doing that. And also prepare on certain introduction questions such as your hobbies, your education, your work background, and also about your family. They may also ask you questions such as why are you giving this exam. So these introductory questions, prepare yourself. If you need guidance on how to prepare these for these questions, you can get in touch with me. Alright, so let's now move to the test. I have book 2 in my hand. Here is the test 2, speaking test 2 of book 2. So I will go section by section. So the first part, the first section, the topic is outdoor activities, and the question says, what are your favorite outdoor activities and why? Okay, so my favorite outdoor activity is cycling and playing badminton. I love to cycle around in my area. I enjoy the fresh air when I am cycling, and it gives me a lot of pleasure. Also, badminton is one sport that I really enjoy a lot, and I would love to play it always. So understand that you have to answer in at least 3 to 4 lines. I am speaking a bit more, so you need not speak this much, but don't answer in 1 line or 2 lines. Okay, speak, elaborate a bit. Next question. When was the last time you spent the day outdoors? What did you do? The last time I spent the day outdoors was when I went out for shopping. I went to a street market, to a very large street market, which sold a lot of items that included food products, that included garments, that included accessories, jewelries, and a lot of decorative material. I spent my entire day doing window shopping as well as purchasing a lot of products that were of my interest. So that is how I spent one of the days when I was out for the entire day. Next question. Are there any things you don't like about being outdoors, and what are they? Yes, there are certain things which I don't like about being outdoors. Those are the pollution issue, the population issue, crowding of people, and also I do not like traffic jams. I try to avoid situations or places which are highly crowded. I like to visit places which are pollution free and greener, which makes me feel fresh. So I definitely don't like certain aspects when I'm outdoor. Next question. Did you spend more time outdoors when you were a child than you do now, and why? Yes, when I was a child, I spent a lot of time outdoors. I used to love playing in my building compound. I also used to play a lot in my school ground. So I landed up playing a lot, and that is where I spent a lot of time outdoors. However, in the current situation, since most of us are in lockdown, we are in a quarantine kind of situation. So lately I haven't spent that much time outdoors, and as my age progressed, I started spending lesser time outdoors, and more time indoors, which is either in office or at home. All right. So now we move on to the cue card. You can see the questions here. I will read out to you, and also let me tell you that you get a minute to make your points. I will not take a minute. I will proceed directly answering the question. But you do utilize a minute that you get during the exam. Make proper points and elaborate. Do not give gap when you're speaking. Do not stop when you're speaking. So the question here is, describe a museum or an exhibition that you went to. You should say what kind of museum or exhibition it was, when you went there, what you liked and disliked about it, and explain why you went to this museum or exhibition. Alright, so the student has the option to select between museum and exhibition. Alright, so I will speak about museum because that is one thing which many students find tough to talk about. Alright, so I'll go about describing the museum. The museum that I went to was Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj Vastu Sangralaya. This is one of the famous museums in Mumbai. It is located at Fort, and it is a huge building with multiple floors. You can see a collection of many items here, which include pottery work, which includes artifacts, which includes handicraft material. You can also see several sculptures, idols kept in this museum. There is a separate section for each kind of item. You can see a lot of material that belongs to old civilization. You can study the ancient lifestyle at this museum. A lot of school excursions, a lot of school educational trips are arranged here. You can also study the evolution of mankind and the stages during his evolution. How the lifestyle of mankind changed from Stone Age to Smart Age. Smartphone age is what you can study here. You will also get to see a lot of jewelry items worn by Marathas, ancient Marathas, by Mughals and by Britishers, which are kept here. You will also see a lot of paintings, portraits of great leaders hung on the walls. You will also get a collection of ancient books and also ancient weapons, which are rare to see at this museum. So you can have a lot of education by observing all this, which you otherwise can only see either on Discovery Channel or on documentaries or in your books. I went there when I was a child. It was a school trip which made me to see this particular huge building. I was unaware where the picnic was planned. However, after visiting this museum, all the history lectures, all the history lessons started taking a live image in my mind. I like this museum a lot. My mind was taken from the Marathas age to the Mughal age and the British age, also to the evolution of mankind as I passed through each floor. It was so mesmerizing experience. I would definitely like to visit here again. What I disliked about the museum, it had strict timings and I could not get to explore more. I wanted to take multiple rounds of this museum and study more in detail. However, since it was just a one-day trip organized by my school and the museum also had strict timings, we had to come back in stipulated time. So I felt that the timings should have been extended, and probably like any other restaurants which or malls that function for 24 hours, these kind of facilities should have been allowed here. But I'm sure there are security reasons and several reasons to have a specific timelines. Overall, I felt that each one of us should visit such museums and gain a lot of knowledge. Only bookish knowledge is not enough, and when you see a lot of things in reality, this knowledge takes the true picture in your life. So I think visiting a museum was highly educational and valuable. It is one of the most memorable experiences of my life. So that ends the cue card. We will move ahead now. We will do the follow-up questions. So now we will talk about the types of museums and exhibitions. Okay, the question here is, what different kind of museums and exhibitions are common in your country? In my country, there are several museums which have ancient pottery collections, sculpture collections, which have a lot of painting collections. When it comes to exhibitions, also there are a lot of art exhibitions that are organized. There are other exhibitions also which are more oriented towards shopping and entertainment that are common in my country. How popular is going to museum and exhibitions where you live, and why? Going to museums is quite popular amongst the younger age group. Children love to visit here. Also, a lot of families as well as tourists visit museums regularly. When it comes to exhibition, people of all age visit regularly, and it is quite popular in my country. People go here to spend good time with their families, to look at the various paintings that are available in the exhibitions, and also to shop the different kind of accessories, garments and products that are sold in the exhibitions. So it is quite popular in my country. Next question. Do you think museums and exhibitions do enough to attract public interest? What more could they do? I think museums and exhibitions do not do enough to attract public interest. In fact, I feel that many people are still unaware of different exhibitions that are planned and the various museums that exist in their locality. I think there should be collaboration with a lot of schools and colleges so that students get the facility to visit museums often. Also, the exhibitions should be pre-planned. There should be a yearly calendar that is issued out to the public so that they are well aware and they can pay visits to these kind of exhibitions which are organized. So I think planning, collaboration and aggressive advertisement is required so that they can attract a lot of people to such places which are of high importance. Let's move ahead. The next section, the closure section, the last section is the purpose of museum. Excuse me. The question here is, how important is it for children to visit museums? What can they learn there? This is a very nice question. It is very important for children to visit museums. Most of the time, students study history and geography only in books or through lectures that are given to them by their teachers. Museums give life to the history sessions. You could visualize people, leaders, weapons, jewelries, sculptures, only when you see through your eyes. And museum is the best place to do that. If teachers happen to deliver their lectures during their trips to museum, children can get visualizations of how historical events happened. So definitely it is important for children to visit museums. Next question. Why do tourists like to visit museums? Is it important for a country to encourage this, and why? Very nice question. Tourists are always interested to understand the culture and the rituals of the country that they visit. And that is why they get attracted to museums to study the history of the country that they are visiting. That is why they always visit museums. It is highly important to encourage a lot of visitors to actively visit, lot of tourists to actively visit museums, because in this way you can do propaganda of your culture, of your country's culture, to foreign nationalities. Also, these museums have a nominal fees, which is a good earning for the maintenance of the museum. So it is essential that more and more visitors pay visits to museums. Next question. Should museums focus on the past, or should they show exhibitions on modern development, such as space exploration and research findings? I think museums should not just focus on the past. They should definitely, but not just on the past. They should cover past, present, and also the future. They should put forth the possibilities of various technologies that will come into existence in the future, be it space research, be it underwater research, medical research, or technological research. All of this should be showcased in the museum to open the minds of the young visitors and allow them to think on the possibilities that future holds for us. So definitely past should be covered, and the possibilities of future should also be covered. So that is how a museum will be a complete portrayal of past, present, and future. That ends the speaking 2 of book 2. I will cover up the next speaking tests, which is test 3 and test 4 of book 2 in my coming videos. Thank you for your time.